नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः पारकरुणासिन्धुं ज्ञानदं शान्तरूपिणं श्रीचन्द्रशेखरगुरुं प्रणमामि मुदान्वहम् सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्ससुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत् वसुते वसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः नमः शिवाय इति शिवं प्रपद्ये शिवप्रसीद इति शिवं प्रपद्ये शिवात् परं न इति शिवं प्रपद्ये शिवोऽहमस्मि इति शिवं प्रपद्ये गीता ध्यानं फस्ट् श्लोकम् ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः धन्यवादः अल्फाबेटिकल आर्डर ताने गुरुजी इदु
आमा भवन आरम्भिकुव
क्षेत्रे समवेदायुत्सवः मामका पाण्डवाश्चैव किमकुर्वत सञ्चय
जननी
सञ्जय उवाच दृष्ट्वा तु पाण्डवानीकं व्यूढं दुर्योधनस्तदा आचार्यमुपसङ्गम्य राजा वचनमब्रवीत्
पश्यैतां पाण्डुपुत्राणामाचार्य महतीं च मां व्यूढां द्रुपदपुत्रेण तव शिष्येन धीमता
प्रशूरा महेश्वासाः भीमार्जुनसमायुधि युयुधानो विराटश्च द्रुपदश्च महारथः वसुमती
दृष्टकेतुश्चेकितानाः काशीराजश्च वीर्यवान् पुरुजित् कुन्तिभोजश्च शौभ्यश्च नरपुङ्गवः
युधामन्युश्च विक्रान्त उत्तमौजाश्च वीर्यवान् सौपुत्रो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्व एव महारथाः
अस्माकं तु विशिष्टाये तन्निबोधद्विजोत्तम नायका मम संयश्य संज्ञार्थं तान् ब्रवीमि ते
भवान् भीष्मश्च कर्णश्च कृपश्च समितिञ्जयः अश्वत्थामाविकर्णश्च विकर्णश्च सौमदत्तिस्तैव च सौमदत्तिस्तैव च
अन्ये च बहवः शूराः अधर्ते त्यक्तजीविताः नानाशस्त्रप्रहरणाः सर्वे युद्धविशारदाः
अपर्याप्तं तदस्माकं बलं भीष्माभिरक्षितं पर्याप्तं त्विदमे तेषां बलं भीमाभिरक्षितम्
अयनेषु च सर्वेषु यथा भागमवस्थिताः विश्वमेवापि रक्षन्तु भवन्तः सर्व एव हि
तस्य सज्जनयन् हर्षं कुरु वृद्धपितामहः सिंहनादं विनद्योच्चैः शङ्खं दद्मौ प्रतापवान्
ततः शङ्काश्च वीर्यश्च पणवानककोमुखाः सहसैवाप्यहन्यन्त सचक्तस्तु मुलोद्भवत्
श्वेतैर्हयैर्युक्ते महति स्यन्दने स्थितौ माधवः पाण्डवश्चैव दिव्यौ शङ्खौ प्रदद्मतुः वसुमती वसुमती
अपाञ्चजन्यं हृषीकेशो देवदत्तं धनञ्जयः पौण्ड्रं दद्मौ महाशङ्खं भीमकर्मावृकोधरः
आनन्दविजयं राजा कुन्तीपुत्रो युधिष्ठिरः नकुलः सह देवश्च सुघोषमणिपुष्पगौ
जननी अपलोड करेक्टா வரதில்ல काश्यश्च परमेश्वासः शिखण्डी महारथः
काश्यश्च परमेश्वासः शिखण्डी च महारथः दृष्टद्युम्नो विराटश्च सात्यकिश्चापराजितः
द्रुपदो द्रौपदेयाश्च सर्वतः पृथिवीपते सौपद्रक्ष महाबाहुः शङ्कान् दद्मुः बृहत्
घोषोद्राद्रराष्ट्राणां हृदयानि व्यदारयत् नभश्च पृथ्वीं चैव तुमुलो व्यनुनादयन्
अथ व्यवस्थितान् दृष्ट्वा दार्द्रराष्ट्रान् कपिध्वजः प्रवृत्ते शास्त्रसम्पादे धनुरुद्रं य पाण्डवः
ऋषिकेशं तथा वाक्य निदमाहमहीपते नेसयोरुभयोर्मध्ये रथं स्थापय मेच्युदः
यावदेतान्निरीक्षेऽहं योद्धुकामानवस्थितान् कैर्मया सगयोद्धव्यम् अस्मिन् रणसमुद्यमे
योत्स्यमानानवेक्षेऽहं य एतेऽत्र समातताः दार्द्रा दार्द्राष्ट्रस्य दुर्बुद्धेः युद्धे प्रियचिकीर्षवः
एवमुक्तो हृषीकेशः गुडाकेशेन भारत सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये स्थापयित्वा रथोत्तमम्
भीष्मद्रोणप्रमुखतः सर्वेषां च महीक्षिताम् उवाच पार्थ पश्यैतान् समवेतान् कुरुनिति
तत्रापश्यत्स्थितान् पार्थः पृष्टो न च पितामहान् आचार्यान् मातुलान् भ्रातॄन् पुत्रान् पौत्रान् सखीन् तथा
तान् समीक्ष्य कौन्तेयः सर्वान् बन्धून्
श्वशुरान् सुहृदश्च
அது 1.27 போடாதனால நான் அது அப்படியே ஓகே ஸ்வசுரான் சுஹ்ருதश्चैव सेनयोरुभयोरपि तान् समीक्ष्य कौन्तेयः सर्वान् बन्धूनवस्थितान् कृपया परयाविष्टो विषीदन्निदमब्रवीत्
अर्जुन उवाच दृष्ट्वेमं स्वजनं कृष्ण विजुष्टुं समुपस्थितं सीदन्ति मम गात्राणि मुखं च परिशुष्यति
वेपयुश्च शरीरे मे रोमहर्षश्च जायते गाण्डीवं संस्रते हस्तात् त्यक्त्यैव परिदह्यते न च शक्नोम्यवस्थातुं भ्रमतीव च मे मनः
निमित्तानि च पश्यामि विपरीतानि केशव न श्रेयोनुपश्यामि हत्वा स्वजनमाहवे
न काङ्क्षे विजयं कृष्ण न च राज्यं सुखानि च किं नो राज्येन गोविन्द किं भोगैर्जीवितेन वा
येषामर्थे काङ्क्षितं नो राज्यं भोगा सुखानि च तयिमेव स्थिता युद्धे प्राणां त्यक्त्वा धनानि च
आचार्याः पितरः
சேஞ்ச் படிக்கிற சமயத்துல அந்த விசர்க்கம் நிறுத்த வேண்டாம் நிறுத்த சமயத்துல ஆச்சாரியா பிதர புத்ராः
आचार्याः पितरः पुत्राः ओके आचार्याः पितरः पुत्राः तथैव च पितामहाः मातुला श्वशुराः पौत्राः शाला सम्पन्निनस्तथा
एतान् हन्तुमिच्छामि घ्नतोऽपि मधुसूदन अपि त्रैलोक्यराज्यस्य हेतुः किं नु महीकृते
निहित्य दार्द्राष्ट्रान्नः का प्रीतिः स्यात् जनार्दन पापमेवाश्रयेदस्मान् हत्वैतानाततानि तायिनः
मान्नार्भावयं हन्तुं दातराष्टान् सबान्धवान् स्वजनं हि कथं हत्वा सुखिनः स्याम माधव.
Okay. So having asked Bhagavan to keep his ratham in between two armies, and having seen the people assembled there, Arjuna is going through an emotional problem. We had seen that, but Vyasa is depicting this emotional problem very, very clearly. Like a movie is able to bring out the scenario, how Arjuna's mind is slowly getting into a despondency. He has come there to fight the war, that is very clear. And how it is clear, he commanded Krishna, hey Krishna, me ratham sthapaya. He commanded, he put him in the vidhiling. You place my ratham in front of the two army. For what? So that I can see to whom and all I am supposed to fight. That means he has come very well prepared to wage a dharmic war. And he said in so many words, Kaihi maya saha yodhavyam. With whom and all I should fight. Yodhavyam. What is the pratyaya that is used and what sense it conveys? Yodhavyam. Unmute pannu Chaluva Bhavana.
Tavya aniyat.
Tavya pratyaya. Tavya pratyaya conveys what?
Should be done.
Should be. So it means very, very clear. That means he knows as the Kshatriya, his kartavyam karma is to establish dharma. So he says in so many words, Kaihi maya, along with whom I am supposed to be wage this war. I wanted to see. So far it is very clear. He is a dharmic person and his mission is to establish dharma in the society. And he also knows that this is the dharma yuddha, having tried all other means to avoid the war. All these things are very clear, okay? And he also has a presumption that the other side is the enemy side, and the enemy side is headed by a person who is adharmic in nature. Who is the person he is referring? Duryodhana. How do we know? He very clearly says, Arjuna, in the sloka, Durbuddhi Duryodhanaha. The Duryodhana who is given to adharmic thinking. I want to see who are all there on the other side, implying that that whoever is on the other side are all supporting Duryodhana, who is a dharmic person, and all who are there, who will be there, are all adharmic person. This is the preconceived idea he has got. You all getting the point? These are all the things Vyasa bringing it very clear by the word Durbuddhehe Duryodhana. A Duryodhana who has given to adharmic thinking. So he will not, he thinks, Arjuna thinks that no sane person with the dharmic way of living will support Duryodhana. This is the idea. But when Krishna puts his Arjuna's chariot in front of Bhishma and Drona, so he slowly scans through them. He sees his great father, his Acharya, Matula, Swasura, all relatives are there on the side. Duryodhana, by some way or other, he had collected many people onto his side. Many of them were obliged to Duryodhana in some way or other, hence they are all standing on the other side. But most of them are very closely related to Arjuna. So once he scans through and the type of all his relatives, most of the relatives on the other side, he was overpowered by what? Kripaya avishtaha. He has been overpowered by kripa, compassion. He is not afraid of the war. Still he is not afraid of the war. But the thinking is slightly changed. That all my relatives are there. I am now put in a situation to wage the war against them and kill them. Why should I kill my own relative? So there is a kripa, compassion. The compassion, is it a good virtue or a bad virtue? சொல்லுங்க.
கம்பேஷன் அப்படின்னா சரி, ஆனா நம்மளோட தாட் ப்ராசஸ் அது கிடையாது. நம்ம வேற மாதிரி தானே நம்ம நினைக்கிறோம். அப்ப தர்மத்துக்காக தானே அப்ப பண்றோம். அப்ப தர்மத்துக்காக பண்றச்ச அந்த கம்பேஷன் கரெக்ட் கிடையாது.
In principle, compassion is a good virtue or not?
Sir, இன்னொரு தடவை கேளுங்க, புரியல.
In principle, kripa or compassion, is it a good virtue or not?
By principle it is good. Yes, by principle it is good. By principle it is good.
Correct, Nane? But only thing is, when the kripa is colored by attachment, then it becomes a problem. And there again, it is not a problem. You can have kripa to near and dear and kripa to any third person, no problem. But when the mission is something higher in the nature, and the mission or the goal is to achieve, is to establish dharma, and in the process, if something happening which is of a lesser dharma, then that is not correct. One has to have clear idea. I gave an example also, amputing the leg of a person who has got gangrene. That is not a dharma at all, because the goal is to save the person. The intention behind amputing the leg is to save the life of the person. On the other hand, if the intention of amputing the leg is to make him lame, then that is not correct. Are you getting it? So the intent, other than the actual act, the intention behind the act is what determines whether it is a dharma or adharma. And even by the rule of land, if somebody is plotting against his enemy to be killed and he engages some mercenaries to execute it, the mercenaries are the one who kills the enemy. Okay, they are the first this thing. But the one who is inducing them, who is making them to do, is the primary suspect, because the intention of them. Whereas these people's intention, they are obliged to that person, and hence they have to do the job. They are also at fault, no doubt, but primary fault remains with the person who he may not be there in the crime scene, but he is the prime suspect. This is as per the rule of the law. That is as a basis on this principle. The intention behind the act is what determines dharma or adharma. So here the intention primarily was to protect the dharma, but when the kripaya, by compassion, is overpowered, then his mind slowly changes. Okay, his line of thinking is now colored by his attachment to his relative. How that attachment has got his influence on him, and what are the things happening is all described. We have seen in the last class. So I just wanted to give a description, and then why it is happening, how this is correlated to our life, we will have to see. Because you have to keep it in mind, Arjuna is only a nimittam in the Bhagavad Gita for the Moksha Shastra to be given to him. For the Moksha Shastra or Atma Jnanam to be given to him, he has to become an eligible candidate. So, and then we have to see how he becomes the eligible candidate. Before that, what are the problems he has got? Similarly, we also have in samsara a lot of problems, but at the same time, we have to make ourselves eligible. These are the things that is described in the Bhagavad Gita. Okay. Now, if we look at it, verse 27 to 30. Okay, so having seen the people on the enemy side whom he has to kill, then paraya we have seen, that is paraya kripaya karunaya avishtaha. Parayanaka atyantam naka, very well, totally kripaya or karunaya avishtaha, overpowered. Then what happened? That karuna or kripa has slowly transferred his mind. What he become vishidan. Vishidan and a meaning naga, he become sorrowful. And sorrow varthukku chance illa, because he has to wage the war, he prepared for that. But having seen the relatives and he has to kill them, the kripa came, and simultaneously the attachment to them also had played a major role. So this attachment made him to become sorrowful. When one will become sorrow? When one has to face a dire situation, or the situation has caused some problem to him. Otherwise nobody will become sorrowful. Correct? Clear? So namakku andha maari many a situation, day to day situation brings us into sorrow. It's a basically mental condition, and this mental condition is we only develop. We can avoid it also. Similar in his case, now his thinking is slightly colored by this attachment to the people, and then the sloka says Vishidan idam abravit. 27th sloka, the sorrowful Arjuna said the following. What did he describe? By the attachment caused by the killing of these people, his total body language has totally changed. He could able to realize, and then he explains also in so many words what is happening to him. It is 27, 28. What is that? Kripaya paraya vishtaha vishidan idam abravi. He said this. Then Arjuna uvacha drishteyam swajanam Krishna. Ye Krishna swajanam aham drishtami. What are there? The swajanam has not come there to greet him, ask him all the best, not to for that. Yuyutsum samupastidam. They all come there to fight against him. Then what happened to him? Sidanti mamagatrani. My whole body is trembling. So these are all the expression of the inside mind condition. Mind we cannot see. Okay? One of the conditions of mind we can say, we can see or we can realize is the nenju padapadango, moochu vegama varum. These are all the things where. Other than that, when the situation is very, very traumatic, then these are all the indication. So the third stage of a traumatic experience also is undergoing. Okay? First this thing, dharma yuddha, and then seeing his people, kripaya avishtaha, then kripaya avishtaha, along with the attachment, he becomes sorrowful, and the sorrowful leads him to a traumatic condition. That traumatic condition he is explaining. Sidanti mamagatrani. And vaayellam olarndu poradhu, dry aayudhu, mukam cha parishushyati. Then I am sweating profusely. All the things he puts it this way. See how Vyasa is able to bring out the scenario just by words. So this is how, with the Sanskrit language, we will be, once we understand the meaning, we will be able to see the situation as though it is happening in front of us. Are you all with me? So this is the capacity of Vyasa. I used to say the great composer Muthuswami Dikshidhar, he has got the same this thing. His language proficiency is so good in Sanskrit. Not only that, he has a divine blessing, and when he describes something, we will be able to see what he is telling in that particular kirtana. One specific thing is, I don't know how many of you are familiar with Carnatic music more closely. யாருக்கா நன்னா தெரியுமா? இல்ல எல்லாம் உண்டினா
பவித்ரா சார்.
தெரியுமா உங்களுக்கு? தெரியுமா? குட், ஓகே. அவரோட ஒரு கீர்த்தனையில ராமர் பட்டாபிஷேகத்தை எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்றார். மணிரங்குங்கிற ராகம். அதுல who are all there, he says. When he says that, you will be able to visualize who are all there, where they are standing, what they are doing it. That whole picture will be there. Beautifully brings. Not only in that thing, in many of the things he brings out. These are all they all got the divine power to do that. Similarly, Vyasa also will be able to do. Otherwise, how you wouldn't have witnessed in person this Yuddha. Okay? But sitting somewhere, he has got that vision. Okay? He is able to. But still, what is happening in the mind of Arjuna also he is able to depict. Okay? These are all, it's a really wonderful thing. Okay, I just got diverted. Then not only that, he says, Arjuna says, Gandivam samsade astat. Gandivam villu en kaiyilende nalvi poradhengra. That means his whole body is shivering and he is not able to hold on to his weapon itself. Okay? In fact, for a warrior, the slipping out of the weapon is not considered as a good this thing at all. Okay. Then tvakshaiva paridakhyate. In order tvak, that is the skin is burning all along. It is burning so much. Then na shaknomi avastatum. Avastatum na shaknomi. Enala nikka kuda mudiyilla. I am not able to stand. Enadala brahmati vacha me manaha. Me manaha brahmati iva. Enodu mind is in a confused state. Not confusion. Enodu mind confusion ஆறா மாறி இருக்கு அப்படிங்கிறார். So he is able to sell that. Totally confusion anaka, nobody will be able to say I am confused. Only when they withdraw from that, they will say at that time I was confused. So now he is able to say my I am as though is confused, he says. Then once that trauma happens, then whatever is that person is encountering seems to be going wrong against him. So what happened in 31? Nimittani cha pashyami viparitani Keshava. He Keshava, viparitani nimittani pashyami. விபரீதமான நிமித்தங்களை நான் பார்க்கிறேன். I am encountering bad omens. Okay? These are all because of the trauma. Okay? Then, அதனால என்ன சொல்றது? நச்ச ஸ்ரேயா அனுபஷ்யாமி. இந்த நிமித்தங்களோட இண்டிகேஷனால I am not seeing anything good that will happen to me, because the omen indicates something bad to come. I explained why. That maybe is his own imagination. So battlefield வேற ஒன்றும் ஓமன் வரதுக்கு இல்லை. கழுகுதான் மேலே பறக்கணும். கழுகு மேலே பறந்தானாக்கா எல்லாரும் பார்த்துருக்கணும். இப்போ எல்லாருக்கும் பேட் ஓமன் தான். ஸோ யாருக்கு பேட் ஓமன் we don't know, depends upon their பூர்வ கர்ம புண்ணியார் பூர்வ பாபா. But now since his mind is this thing, he sees that as a bad omen for you. Really it is bad omen for whom it is? It is for the adharmic people only it is there. So not only that, by I am not seeing anything good happen to me. Why? By what? Hatva swajanam ahave. In the war, killing my own good people, I don't foresee anything good will happen to me. Rather, even if I win, because of the bad omen, something bad only will happen to me. These are all a slowly changing mind. The mind itself will not change. We only build up the thought. Isn't it so? இதெல்லாம் நமக்கு வரதுதான். இப்போ நமக்கு somebody is not well disposed towards us. Then என்ன பண்ணாலும் we always feel this person is doing something against me. அவன் எப்பவுமே அப்படிதான். He will do against me. These are all the thought building stage. Okay, so this thought building process is what leading to the traumatic experiences, which one can avoid with karma yoga. That is what will come. So it's all applicable to us. It may be happening to Arjuna in a battlefield, but it might happen to us in our own drawing room, in our own kitchen, in our own bedroom. It might happen to us. Isn't it? So that then what happened? The lesson is the thought building exercises we should stop. How ngaradu paakalam later. Okay. So idinala enna arudhu, the verse 32 and 33, he is justifying certain thing. Enna mari justify pandra? First of all, is dharma yuddhangaradu has gone into background. Dharma yuddhathukku vendi vanda, but andha dharma yuddhamgaradu pinnadi poiduthu. And then he thinks his attachment overpower aagi இந்த ராஜ்யம் எல்லாம் எனக்கு கிடைச்சானக்கா அந்த ராஜ்யத்துல இருந்து எனக்கு ஒன்னும் சுகமே வராது. ஏன்னா என்னோட பாந்தவாலாம் கூட இருக்கணும்னா தான் ராஜ்யத்துல அவ வருவா போவா. I can also exchange my pleasantries with them. And by killing them, how am I to get from gaining this rajyam? But gaining rajyam is not the prime aim for Arjuna when he came to the battlefield. Isn't it? But how it changed now? He says, see, in 32, he says very clearly, Hey Krishna, Vijayam na kankshate. I don't desire victory. Not only that, aham rajyam na kankshate, sukani cha kankshate. I don't want the rajyam, I don't want sukam. Yena aditha problema smashana vairagyam has come into his mind. What is it? Kimna rajyenna govinda kim bogai jeevitena. இந்த ராஜ்யத்தினால என்ன பலன்? இந்த ராஜ்யத்துல உண்டாகக்கூடிய போகத்தினால என்ன பலன்? That means ஆக்ஷேபார்த்தே இதனால ஒரு பலனும் இல்லை. ஏன்னா இவாளெல்லாம் கொண்டுட்டு நான் மட்டும்தான் இந்த ராஜ்யத்துல இருப்பேன். how can I enjoy that? So the thinking process as how it is slowly changed a dharmic person into a normal samsaric person, giving to the attachment as his prime virtue. Attachment nal in the problem illaya. Are you all able to understand it? Then again he continues the same thing in 33. Yesham arte kangshitam no rajyam bhoga sukhani cha tayame avasthita yuddhe pranan tyaktva dhanani cha. Ellarum, they are all having come here to relinquish their prana and also their all wealth. They all come to this battlefield, and what am I by killing them? This rajyam and other thing is not going to help me whatsoever. Okay. So these are all mind-changing exercise, and it is the mind build-up process which is not correct. Then in 34 and 35, I don't want to kill my acharya, pitaraha, putraha, pautrascha, pitamahaha, mathula, shvashura, pautra, shala, sambandhanistata. I don't want to kill any of them. Etan na hantum vichami. All these people I don't want to kill. I don't desire to kill. Even for two reasons. Even if I get Gnatobi Madhusudana, even if I get killed, I don't want to kill them. I don't mind getting killed, but I don't want to kill them. Because at least they all will survive Gramari. So thinking process. Or Trailokya Rajyasya Hetoho Api Na Hantum Vichami. எனக்கு இந்த மூணு லோகமும் கிடைச்சா கூட இந்த யுத்தத்துல வின் பண்ணால all they can get is only their own original rajyam, which is Indraprastha only. That much only will get. But what he says is Indra is the Adipati for Trailokyam. Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha. இந்த மூணும் எனக்கு கிடைச்சா கூட I don't want to kill them. If I get killed also, I don't want to kill them. Or if I going to get this Trilokyam also, I don't want to kill. But அவன் இந்த Trilokyatra வரவும் இல்லை அதுக்கும் இல்லை. பட் எல்லாம் மாறிடுது. So எல்லாம் விபரீதம் ஆயிடுது. The விபரீதம் is all the thinking process, thought process, build-up process, building up of thought process. That is the main thing. Then, as a culminating thing, he says in 36, இவாளெல்லாம் கொண்டதுனால எனக்கு ஒரு பிரீத்தியும் வரப்போறது இல்ல. or rather I will get only papam. Even if that Duryodhana is considered to be Atatayi, even Atataya konna kuda எனக்கு பிரீத்தியும் வரப்போறது இல்ல. rather I will get papam. So our thought process has become more worse. One is Durbuddhehe Duryodhana Solitha Vanda. Now he knows in what way the Durbuddhi is there, Vyasa bringing out. Atatayina yarin solli theriyuma ungalku? there are 5 papas which are supposed to be all are within the Mahapatakam, most cruel thing that can be done. The 5 are there. Okay, if a person does any one of them, okay, as per the Rajya Nidhi, that person deserves a capital punishment. Even if of the 5, even if they are done one of the papa, he has to be summarily killed as per the Rajaniti. What are those 5 papas? They are all called Mahapadakam. Okay, one is burning down a live person. Burning down a live person. Second, poisoning a person. Third, killing an unarmed person. Fourth is stealing the property of another person. And fifth one is taking the land or wife of a person. Let me repeat all the 5. First one is burning down live person. Second, poisoning a person. Third, killing an unarmed person. Fourth, stealing property of a person. Fifth, taking a land or wife of a person. நீங்க எல்லாம் மகாபாரதம் படிச்சிருப்பீங்க ஒரு மாதிரி. So what are the
பஞ்சமகா பாபம்னு சொல்றது அதுதானே நீங்க சொல்றீங்க? சூரா தண்ணி அடிக்கிறது, பிராமணனை கொல்றது, அதுதானே நீங்க அதுதானே?
அதெல்லாம் அது மகாபாதகம், அதுக்கு மேல இருக்கிறது இது. It is worse than that. It is worse than that. இப்போ all the 5 Duryodhana has done. யாரா சொல்ல முடியுமா மகாபாரதம் படிச்சவார்? burning down the person, இவாளெல்லாம் அரக்கு மாலையில போட்டு இது பண்ணாங்க இல்லையா? So his intention is within the Arakka Maliga they all will get killed. But the Vidura helped them out to escape. But the intention was that he also later thought Duryodhana, all of them are being killed. So that was one. Then second, poisoning the person. என்னது தெரியுமா?
பீமனை பாய்சன் பண்ணி
விஷம் கொடுத்து தண்ணியில தள்ளி. Okay. Then stealing the property of a person. என்னது?
ராஜ்யத்தை வாங்கி.
Hastinapur should have been belonged to rightfully to whom?
பாண்டவா.
Actually பெரியவர் தர்மபுத்திரருக்கு தான் இது. Okay, but he didn't allow. That's why a compromise was arrived. So they given a barren land and then they converted that to Indraprastha. But then they didn't the whole Hastinapur belonged to them, but he usurped that property. Then fifth one, taking a land or wife of a person. The Surata Maladi, the whole Indraprastha he got it, and also he made them, all of them including their wife, as their servant. Adimeya Panna. So he has done all of them. Who? Duryodhana. So that is why he was called, given to adharmic action, and he is deserved to be killed, and killing such a person will not incur a papa, normal course. But Arjuna is thinking, even this Atatayana konnalum enakku paapam varum அப்படிங்கிற. Why is thinking like that?
affection nala
now in the war he is not going to kill Duryodhana alone. Along with Duryodhana, so many of relatives he is going to kill. So that also will be a papam, more papam. Appa ennachu, Dharma Yuddha has totally gone in his mind. He is now thinking that gaining the Rajyam and keeping his own people in good humor is what is required, which he won't be able to achieve by killing. So ella ulta pulta aiduthu. Okay, that's how the whole confusion has taken over in the case of Arjuna. Now let us look at it. Are we getting into that type of situation in our life? It may not be so worse like Arjuna. Okay, andha mari or worst situation vandalum, the Krishna has advised him one can overcome all this problem by resorting to karma yoga, getting qualified and getting the atma jnana and moksha. Okay, so namakella appo vande the battle for him, it's a once only battle and it's a worse, and we are undergoing battle day in day out. So many situations which are not conducive to us. We have to look the Arjuna's position over here in the war is an unconducive situation. That is what he is thinking. Okay, it is unconducive. Why? Because he has to kill so many people. So adhe mari day in day out we encounter so many unconducive situations, and we should be able to overcome that and prepare ourselves for the moksha. And that is possible only by karma yoga, no other method, because these are all part of the life. Why? We also should know we cannot go back to varnashrama dharma. Varnashrama dharma la ponaka and 40 samskarangal pananum. Ippave onnu kuda pandradilla, aduvum panna mudiyadhu, karma yogam panna mudiyadunaka apra ennachu, aduvum illa iduvum illa. Appo at least idu ena inge vande anga vande all varnashrama dharma pannom, adu innatha kaalathula mudiyadhu. Varnashrama dharma illama other dharma which we can follow is the laukika dharma, laukika karma. But on the laukika karma va correct na karma yogama pandrathu is possible. Correct? And the laukika karma pandra samayila unconducive situation naraiya vandunde irukum. So how to face this unconducive situation by proper preparation is what the Gita is telling by doing karma yoga lifestyle. Okay, if we will not able to visualize what is the unconducive situation, if I give a depict a real situation, you will all will be able to understand. Okay. Artham anartham bhavaya nityam nasti tada sugalesha satyam putrat tadyapi dhanabhagam vidiki sarvaitraiha vigita ritiki. Keta mari irukka?
Vajagovindam.
Vajagovindam.
அது அந்த டியூன்ல சொன்னா தெரியும். சுபலட்சுமி பாடுற மாதிரி சொன்னாதானா? அர்த்தமன ஆவயனித்யம் நாஸ்தி தத சுக லேச சத்யம் putrādadi dana bhājam bītihi sarvatraika vihita rītihi. So bhaja govindam, bhaja govindam. So surrendering to the Ishvara, which is part of the Karma Yoga, is what bhaja govindam. There, at that time, Shankara has said, even in that time it is there. Person, it has happened in the last 20-30 years back, I heard a real situation. He was a very wealthy person, had so much of money he has earned, okay? And he had few people. He didn't have his wife, he had some few people around him, and but the problem is, he was over attached with the wealth. It can see through him for the next 7 generations. But he could have distributed and could have lived a very, very peaceful life. But the attachment to the wealth was so much. Here, Arjuna, the attachment is towards the people related. There, the attachment for him is towards the wealth which he wants to preserve. Okay? And that made him, it should have made him comfortable. I mean, he may be living comfortably, he may be living in an AC room, but he is not happy at all. He suspects everybody is working against his interest. Somehow everybody wants to take his wealth from him. He is even afraid of eating in his own home. He suspects somebody might poison him. This is a real situation is happening with this thing. So, that attachment made him to go through a miserable life day in, day out. The same Bhaja Govindam at another place is the same. Adi Shankara says, Suramandira Moola Nivasaha Shayya Bhudalam Ajinam Vasaha Sarva Parignaha Bhogatyagaha Kasya Sukam Na Karoti Viragaha. A viragaha, the one who doesn't have raga dvesha, the one who has lived a life of karma yoga and then resorted to sannyasa, okay, he is satisfied with himself. And what is his bedroom? He is lying under a tree. Sura Mandira Taru Nivasaha. Suramandiram naka, the கோவில்ல இருக்க மரத்துக்கு அடியில படுத்துட்டு இருப்பான். அவ்வளவுதான். That is a what is home. Then Shayya, அவள் படிக்கை என்னது? Bhutalam, only this, the earth is படுக்கை. அவனுக்கு தலையாணி அது கையே. அவ்வளவுதான். பட் நிம்மதியா தூங்குறான். He is having his sleep. அப்படியாப்பட்ட சன்னியாசிக்கு கஸ்ய சுகம் ந கரோதி, சுகம் ஏன் வராது? நந்ததி நந்ததி நந்தத்யேவ. So this is the contrast. So what I am trying to say is, this is the building of exercise Arjuna's position, and Arjuna will be told how to live a karma yoga life and get qualified for a jnana, and then jnana, through jnana, atma jnana, aham satyam jnanam anantam jagat karanam brahma asti. So it's a clean way of this thing. So the context is what that is very, very important to understand the whole thing. The context is to be related to our own life. Fortunately, in our life, if we didn't have so much of a conflicting situation. At least we can say the people around us who are all gone through that problem, so that we should not get into that situation. Any questions by anybody?
இதுல நம்மளோட லைஃப்ல எடுத்துக்கணும் அப்படின்னு நம்ம நினைக்கிறச்ச வந்து சார் சில இது நம்மளுக்கு வந்து விசிபிளா இருக்கு. இப்ப அந்த அர்ஜுனன் சொல்றான் இல்லையா, எனக்கு வந்து வாய் உலர்ந்து போறது, எனக்கு உடம்பு நடுங்கிறது, அந்த மாதிரி நம்மளோட லைஃப்ல அது இருக்கிறத நம்மளால கோரிலேட் பண்ணிக்க முடியறது. ஏன்னா நம்மளுக்கும் ஏதாவது கோவம் வரைச்ச வி கம் அண்டர் த சேம் திங். வாய் நடுங்கிறது, உலர்ந்து போறது, கோவம் வருது. ஆனா அவளை பார்த்த உடனே அந்த கோவம் எல்லாம் அடங்கிட்டு இப்போ இதுக்காகவா இவ்வளவு தூரம் கோவப்பட்டோம், போனா போறது என்னமோ பண்ணிட்டு போட்டோம் நம்ம விட்டுடுறோம். ஸோ இதெல்லாம் வந்து நம்மளால கோரிலேட் பண்ணிக்க முடியாது. இது வந்து ஒன். இப்போ அர்ஜுனனுக்கு வந்து தான் துரியோதனனோட சண்டை போட போறோம் கௌரவாளோட அப்படிங்கிறது தெரிஞ்சாலும் கூட அவருக்கு வந்து தன்னுடைய சம்பந்தியோ இல்லைன்னா மாமாவோ அவளோட போறோம் அப்படிங்கறது அங்க பார்த்த உடனே அதோட இம்பாக்ட் வந்து ஜாஸ்தியா இருக்குங்கிறது தான் நம்ம எடுத்துக்கணும் இல்லையா சார்? So even though it was previously known by him that நம்ம இவாளோட எல்லாம் சண்டை போடுறோம் அப்படின்ட்டு அவன் நினைச்சுட்டு தான் அங்க வந்து தர்மத்துல சண்டை போடுறதுக்கு வந்தாலும் அவளை பார்த்த உடனே அவன் மனசு மாறிடுறது. ஸோ இதுவும் வந்து ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிள் நம்மளுக்கு நல்லா தெரியறது சார். இதுல தட் இஸ் ட்ரூ.
அட்டாச்மெண்ட் தான் நான் சொன்ன லௌகிக அட்டாச்மெண்ட் பணத்துல. இங்க அட்டாச்மெண்ட் in the case of contextually it is on near and then. He is going to tell in so many words later in this same chapter. They are all of them belong to me and I am belong to them. Abdingra. All these people who are there on the Duryodhana side, they all belong to me and I am belong to them. This aham mama, நான் என்னுடையது, இதுதான் ப்ராப்ளம். என்னுடையதுன்னு நம்ம எதையாவது கிளைம் பண்ண முடியுமோ? If everything is Ishvara, as per the karma yoga, if everything is Ishvara, எது என்னுடையது? இந்த வீடு என்னுடையதுன்னு நான் எடுத்துனானக்கா it is not correct only. At best we can only be a trustee to the house, because the whole house, whole bhumi belongs to Ishvara. That means what we are doing, somebody's property we claim as ourselves. So we also have become adatayi only.
சார் அதுல வந்து killing unharmed person அப்படின்னு ஒன்னு சொல்லியிருக்கு. அது வந்து இவர் துரியோதனன் வந்து யாரையானும் கொன்னுருக்காளா சார்? அந்த மாதிரி
there is an instance there. எல்லாத்துக்கும் அது வேணுங்கிறது இல்லை. இது 5ல ஏதா ஒண்ணு பண்ணினா the capital punishment is the
okay.
குருஜி ஒரு சின்ன டவுட். இப்போ வந்து அந்த 31st ஸ்லோகத்துல நீங்க சொன்னது இல்லையா, அர்ஜுனன் வந்து இந்த விபரீதமான சில சைன்ஸ் எல்லாம் நான் பாக்குறேன், அதனால என்னால வந்து கண்டினியூ பண்ண முடியாது அப்படின்னு சொல்லும் போது, நீங்க லாஸ்ட் கிளாஸ்ல சொன்ன போது ஒரு சின்ன எக்ஸாம்பிள் வந்து சொன்னேன். நம்ம அப்படி வெளியில போறச்சே ஒரு ஒத்த பிராமணர் அப்படி எதிர்க்க வந்தாக்க நம்ம அதை வந்து அந்த வேற ஒரு சகுனமா எடுத்துட்டு நம்ம கொஞ்சம் இது பண்ணலாம். இப்போ இந்த அர்ஜுனனுக்கு அந்த கிருஷ்ணன் சொன்னதுல இருந்து இப்போ வந்து அந்த மாதிரி நம்ம அப்படி வெளியில போறச்சே அந்த மாதிரி ஏதான ஒரு இப்படி எல்லாம் வந்ததுன்னா நம்ம இக்னோர் பண்ணலாமா?
இக்னோர் தான் பண்ணணும். See, the thing is, இங்கேயும் என்னன்னாக்கா இந்த கழுகு மேல பறந்து எல்லாரும் பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கா. But இவனோட because of Arjuna's mental condition, he is exaggerating that. If at all that the flying of the eagle, it could be only incidental. The eagle would have been there because it has sensed all the people are there heading for a yuddha. And in the yuddha, so many people will get killed. So we will have a good lunch. That may be the intention of those people. That is why they are all there. They are not come to give a sagunam for that at all. If at all a sagunam happens, that itself is not going to give problem to her. The problem will only because of our own previous papa karma only. Okay? It is our own making. And probably this sagunam will only indicate something is going to happen. And it will happen irrespective of the fact whether the sagunam has come or not. You are getting my point?
ஓகே குருஜி. அப்போ அது வந்து நல்லது நடந்தாலும் அது கெட்டதா இருந்தாலும் நம்ம வந்து அந்த பூர்வ ஜென்ம பலன் அப்படின்னு எடுத்துக்கலாம். இல்லைன்னா இது வந்து பகவானோட அந்த ஒரு இதுன்னு நம்ம அப்படி எடுத்துக்கலாங்கிறா. இப்ப நம்ம இப்போ காலங்காத்தால இது பண்றோம் குருஜி, விளக்க தெரிச்சு இந்த பக்கத்தாத்துல ஒருத்தர் வேகமா ஹட்ஸ்ன்னு ஒரு தும்மிதார்னு வச்சுக்கோங்களேன், கரெக்டா நம்ம விளக்கு ஏத்துற போது நம்மளுக்கு அது வந்து ஒரு அச்சாணியமா இருக்கு. அது காலங்காத்தால
அவருக்கு அடக்க முடியாது.
அப்ப பாக்கணுமா வேண்டாமா குருஜி?
பார்க்கணுமா வேண்டாங்கிறது. அதனால்தான் unless until we clearly understand the karma yoga principle, which I have so many words I have explained, which is there, 3 aspects of karma yoga. One is understanding Ishvara Tattvam, irupadillam Iravane. Second, all the karma we surrender to Ishvara, and then accept the phalam as a Ishvara prasada. So when the phalam is going to be Ishvara prasada, it will be happen. Adukku sagunam vandalum varlenalum, that is going to happen. And as a karma yogi, I am prepared to accept that in whatever way it is happening. That is how I can have the peacefulness of mind. இப்பெல்லாம் வந்து சில பேர்லாம் வந்து டு மேக் த சகுனம் எல்லாம் they make like a choreography மாதிரி. நீ வெளியில போற சமயத்துல யார்கிட்டயா சொல்லி ஒரு சுமங்கலியா அப்படி முன்னாடி வாங்குவோம்பா, அதனால எல்லாம் நல்லா நடந்துருமா? we have to be very 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 புத்திபூர்வமா பார்க்கணும்.
அதான் குருஜி, அப்ப நல்லா நடந்தா எடுத்துக்கணும், அது வேற இதுவா இருந்தா ஈஸ்வர பிரசாதமா எடுத்துட்டோம்.
இப்போ கோவிலுக்கு போனாக்கா என்ன பிரசாதம் கிடைச்சதோ, இட் குட் பி அ விபூதி, குங்குமம், துளசி, ஆர் இட் குட் பி அன் ஆப்பிள். என்ன எடுத்துட்டாலும் நம்ம என்ன எடுத்துக்கிறோம்? ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வந்து அந்த பிரசாதத்தை we don't look it as a இந்திரிய விஷயா. அதாவது this is கண்ணுல தான் ஒத்திக்கிறோம். it will be like my eyes, கண்ணு மாதிரி. it's a பிரசாதாங்கிற attitude is what primary over there. if நான் தான் அதுக்கும் சொல்றேன், if it is not prasada, ஏதாவது கொடுத்தா உடனே கடிக்க தான் செய்வோம். so prasada means the whole attitude changes. அதனால நம்மளோட கர்மா ஏதோ இன்னைக்கு பண்ணியிருக்கோம், அந்த ரிசல்ட் வந்து ஃபேவரபிளா அன்ஃபேவரபிளா, more than what we expected, less than what we expected, or totally different. Either way, it is within the niyati of Ishvara and it has come, and I am prepared to accept it as a Ishvara prasada. That is what is.
thank you Guruji, cleared. Okay.
சார் இப்போ இன்னைக்கு நம்ம ஸ்லோகம் நான் நம்பர் போடச்ச 1.35 ஓட முடிச்சிருக்கோம்னு போடட்டுமா? ஏன்னா 1.27 ல இருந்து 1.35 ஓட முடிச்சிருக்கோம்னு போடட்டுமா?
ஓகே ஓகே.
ஏன்னா இப்போ ஆக்சுவலி போன வாரம் வந்து நம்ம 1.34 ஓட முடிச்சோம். ஸோ இப்போ 1.35 ஏதான ஹந்து மிச்சாமி அது நட்டோபி மதுசூதன அது மட்டும் முடிச்சோன்னு வேணா போட்டு விட்டோமா?
போடுங்க. இந்த மாதிரி நிறைய ரிவிஷன்ஸ் இருந்துட்டே இருக்கும். வாட் ஐ சே லேட்டர் ஆன் போற சமயத்துலயும் வாட் ஐ நார்மலி டூ இஸ் ஒரு கிளாஸ்ல வந்து what is the main thing I want to convey is what is in my mind, and it will be focused on that. And adula vandu sila additional information will be there which I normally in the next class the first 10-15 minutes I recap the previous class. On the recap பண்ற சமயத்துல அந்த additional point சொல்லுவேன். If the previous class is so important, it might occupy the next class totally. இதெல்லாம் வந்துன்னே இருக்கும். ஸோ நீங்க எந்தெந்த ஸ்லோகம் வந்திருக்கோ அந்தந்த ஸ்லோகம் அப்படியே போட்டுடுங்க.
ஓகே சார். ஏன்னா நாங்க திருப்பி அடுத்த வாரம் நாங்க படிக்கணும்னா அந்த 1.35 மட்டும் நாங்க படிச்சா போறோம். அப்புறம் 1.36ல இருந்து we will continue. அதுக்காக சார், வேற ஒன்றும்
இல்ல. அது உங்களுக்கு படிக்கணும்னா ஒவ்வொரு போன கிளாஸ்ல சொன்னதுக்கும் இந்த கிளாஸ் சொன்னதுக்கும் நிறைய அடிஷனல் இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் இஸ் தேர்.
இருக்கு.
With all you want, you can go to 1.30 to 1.35 revision சொல்லி கூட போட்டுக்கலாம் இந்த கிளாஸ். Whatever it may be.
Okay sir.
Any other doubt? ஒன்றும் இல்லை. So like that, there are a lot of things to be understood from the episode of the Mahabharata itself and from the Gita introduction itself. Many people, they feel that the first chapter is not important. Only second chapter onwards, the Shastra starts. It may be true, but for the Shastra to start, unless until the background is known, its effectiveness won't be there. Okay. Sure, I don't want to get into your new thing. Where only lena mudichirunga.
நான் சொல்றேன் ஜி.
Yeah.
दुर्जन सज्जनो भूयात् सज्जन शांति माप्नुयात् शांतो मुच्येत बन्धेभ्यो मुक्तचान्यान् विमोचयेत्. ओम पूर्णमतः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांतिः. स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महिषाः. गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं. लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु. शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम. थैंक यू सर.